It was 2:47 a.m. when I found myself standing at the entrance of the abandoned asylum. The air was heavy with a musty scent of decay, and the only light emanated from the dim glow of the moon filtering through shattered windows. The reason for my presence in this desolate place was a macabre curiosity, an urge to explore the remnants of a forgotten era. As I stepped into the shadowed corridors, the echoes of my own footsteps reverberated through the silent halls. The walls, adorned with peeling wallpaper and fading paint, seemed to hold the memories of the tormented souls that once inhabited this eerie place. I could almost hear the whispers of forgotten conversations lingering in the air. The time on my wristwatch read 3:12 a.m. when I first heard it, a distant sound that cut through the oppressive silence. A child's laughter, innocent and carefree, echoed through the desolation. It was an unsettling contrast to the grim reality of the asylum's history. The laughter seemed to dance from one corridor to another, playing tricks on my senses. Reason dictated that no child should be present in this forsaken place. The asylum had long been abandoned, its doors sealed to the world for decades. Yet, the laughter persisted, drawing me deeper into the heart of the asylum, where the darkness seemed to pool. The pitter-patter of tiny footsteps accompanied the laughter now, creating an eerie symphony of sound in the cold, desolate corridors. I could feel the weight of unseen eyes upon me, as if the walls themselves were watching, judging. The air grew colder, and my breath formed misty clouds in the pale moonlight that seeped through broken windows. I moved cautiously, my senses heightened, each step taken with trepidation. The laughter, now closer, seemed to be just around the next corner, inviting and chilling all at once. I questioned the reality of the situation, my mind grappling with the impossibility of a child's presence in this ghostly asylum. As I turned a corner, the laughter abruptly ceased. The silence that followed was thick and suffocating, a stark contrast to the previous cacophony. In that chilling stillness, I found myself facing an old wooden door, slightly ajar. The room beyond was shrouded in darkness, save for a faint, flickering light. Summoning courage from the depths of my unease, I pushed the door open, revealing a room frozen in time. Tattered curtains swayed in the breeze, casting eerie shadows on decaying furniture. The source of the dim light became apparent, a flickering candle on an old wooden table. And then, in the dim glow, I saw her, a little girl, no older than 6, sitting at the table, her back turned to me. Her laughter, now replaced by an unsettling silence, hung in the air. As I approached, a sense of foreboding gripped me. "Hello?" I ventured cautiously, my voice breaking the silence. The girl remained still, her presence an enigma in this forgotten asylum. I could see the tousled locks of her hair, and her frail form seemed almost translucent in the dim light. Without warning, she turned to face me, and the air seemed to freeze. Her eyes, void of emotion, locked onto mine. In that moment, I felt an inexplicable connection, as if the threads of time had momentarily intertwined. "I've been waiting for you," she whispered, her voice barely audible. The words echoed through the room, sending shivers down my spine. I tried to comprehend the gravity of her statement, but the atmosphere was suffused with an otherworldly energy. The room seemed to warp and twist, shadows dancing with an unsettling life of their own. The child's laughter resumed, echoing through the asylum like a haunting melody. In that surreal moment, I questioned the boundaries between the living and the echoes of the past. As the clock struck 4:23 a.m., I found myself standing alone in the room, the flickering candle casting elongated shadows on the decaying walls. The child was gone, leaving behind an unsettling stillness. The asylum, with its forgotten secrets, bore witness to a brief encounter that transcended the confines of time. I exited the asylum, the first light of dawn breaking on the horizon. The echoes of the child's laughter lingered in the recesses of my mind, a haunting reminder of a spectral encounter in the heart of darkness. The abandoned asylum, a silent witness to the passage of time, held its secrets close, leading me to ponder the thin veil that separates the living from the echoes of the past. It was precisely 11:34 p.m. when I found myself standing in front of the antique mirror that had been passed down to me by my late grandmother. The ornate frame, weathered by time, held an air of elegance that belied the ominous secret it harbored within the glass. The room was bathed in the soft glow of candlelight, casting flickering shadows that danced across the walls. My initial interactions with the mirror were unremarkable. It reflected my image as any mirror would, capturing the mundane details of my everyday existence. However, as the days passed, an unsettling transformation began to take place within the mirror's reflective surface. One evening, as the clock struck midnight, I gazed into the antique glass and saw a distorted version of myself staring back. The reflection was a grotesque entity, with hollow eyes that seemed to penetrate the very core of my being. Its contorted features contended with the familiarity of my own face, creating an uncanny and disconcerting sight. I recoiled, my breath catching in my throat as I observed the twisted version of myself within the mirror. It moved in tandem with my every gesture, yet its malevolent gaze conveyed a chilling truth that extended beyond the physical realm. The room seemed to grow colder, the air thick with an otherworldly presence. As I continued to confront this macabre reflection, the mirror became a conduit for whispers that transcended the boundaries of the tangible. The twisted entity spoke in hushed tones, revealing secrets that seemed to echo from beyond the veil of reality. The words were cryptic, laden with the weight of forbidden knowledge that sent shivers down my spine. Night after night, I found myself drawn to the mirror, unable to resist the allure of the distorted reflection and the haunting whispers that accompanied it. The chilling truths it revealed about my own existence became an inescapable revelation, an unraveling of the fabric of my understanding of self. The mirror seemed to possess a malevolent sentience, a gateway to realms unknown. Its revelations delved into the depths of my fears, exposing vulnerabilities I had long buried within the recesses of my subconscious. The twisted version of myself within the glass became a manifestation of my inner demons, a grotesque reminder of the shadows that lurked within. As the clock struck 3:17 a.m., I stood before the mirror, the room cloaked in an eerie stillness. The whispers intensified, weaving a tapestry of existential dread that gripped my very soul. I questioned the nature of reality, the boundaries between sanity and the eldritch revelations reflected in the antique glass. In a desperate attempt to break free from the mirror's malevolent influence, I considered banishing it from my life. Yet, each time I tried to avert my gaze, an irresistible force compelled me to return. The antique mirror had become an inescapable part of my existence, a portal to the enigmatic depths of my own psyche. The chilling truth revealed by the mirror lingered in the recesses of my mind, an indelible mark on the fabric of my reality. The grotesque entity within the glass became a silent companion, a twisted reflection that mirrored the complexity of my own inner turmoil. As the first light of dawn broke on the horizon, I stood before the mirror, caught in a perpetual struggle between the tangible and the intangible. The antique glass held the secrets of my existence, whispering truths that transcended the boundaries of reason. In the hushed pre-dawn stillness, I grappled with the chilling realization that some reflections, once seen, could never be forgotten. The hands of the clock pointed to 12:02 a.m. when I found myself engrossed in an old family photograph that had adorned our mantelpiece for generations. The image captured a joyous gathering, frozen in time, with familiar faces smiling in celebration. Yet, as my eyes lingered on the photograph, a disquieting realization emerged. A figure in the background, a relative long gone, seemed to be more than just a passive observer. The person in question wore a seemingly genuine smile in the photograph, but something about the distant gaze and the subtle downturn of the lips hinted at a hidden truth. Determined to unravel the mystery, I decided to zoom in on the figure's face, examining the details with an unsettling curiosity. As I magnified the image, the smiling face transformed before my eyes. The joy that once radiated from the photograph gave way to a contorted expression of anguish. The eyes, now intensified, seemed to bore into my very soul. A chill ran down my spine as I witnessed the metamorphosis, a facade of happiness concealing the torment within. That night, as the clock struck 2:47 a.m., an oppressive stillness enveloped the house. I found myself unable to tear my gaze away from the haunting image that had taken residence in my mind. The air seemed charged with an otherworldly energy, and shadows danced on the walls as if concealing the secrets of generations past. As the hour approached 3:30 a.m., an ethereal presence manifested in the dimly lit room. The temperature dropped, and a soft whisper, laden with the weight of unspoken truths, echoed through the silence. I could sense a palpable sorrow in the air, an unresolved anguish seeking recognition. The figure from the photograph materialized before me, a spectral visage, its eyes fixated on mine. The room seemed to vibrate with the energy of a past transgression, and I felt the weight of a dark secret buried within the annals of our family history. "I see you," the apparition whispered, its voice a haunting murmur that reverberated through the room. The anguished expression on its face mirrored the torment of a soul burdened by untold stories. In that moment, the ghostly figure sought vengeance for the long-buried injustice that lingered in the shadows of our familial past. As the night unfolded, the apparition revealed the details of a dark secret, a betrayal, and injustice committed against it during its earthly existence. The specter's eyes bore into mine, compelling me to acknowledge the sins of our forebears. The chilling truth unfolded, laying bare the consequences of actions that had cast a shadow over our family lineage. In the pre-dawn stillness, the apparition faded, leaving me to grapple with the revelations that had unfolded in the spectral encounter. The old family photograph, now a harbinger of unresolved grievances, hung on the mantelpiece, its significance forever altered by the ghostly manifestation. As the first light of dawn crept through the curtains, I was left to confront the chilling legacy of our family's past. The apparition had sought vengeance, its ethereal presence a testament to the unspoken secrets that haunted the corridors of our lineage. In the wake of that supernatural encounter, the burden of ancestral sins became an indelible mark on the tapestry of our family history, a history that demanded acknowledgement and redemption in the face of the restless spirits that lingered in the shadows.